Welcome to Coach How Could I with Mr. Aalok Gupta. With 30 years of leading and coaching in the corporate world, Aalok leverages his extensive HR and business experience in order to solve business problems with people's solutions. Coach, how could I overcome objections and address concerns when it comes about offering high value products?
Yeah. Uh, I'm going to say number one, congratulations. Why congratulations? Because if your client has started prospects started asking you questions, then it's a time to celebrate because now they are interested. Normally, when they're not interested, they won't even talk to you, right? Forget about asking questions. So questions is the evidence that the client is interested in your high value product. So this is a time to celebrate, and this is a time to get enthusiastic about answering those questions. But be very careful. Don't start pushing at this point. So there's a very interesting technique we teach, which is a Q&A technique. And sadly, most people don't even know how to do Q&A. They keep going on and on about the features of the product. Maybe the client is not interested. So they're not, I can't give you all the techniques right now, but let me give you two things, which is very important when you're doing Q&As. Number one, listen actively. You got to listen to what the client is really emotional about. And we normally in consulting, we call this feel and fact find. So a lot of people just focus on the fact, but there's a feeling which is really more important than the fact. So try and identify which are the pain points where they feel very emotional about. That emotion can be, a challenge. That emotion can be an excitement. You really have to identify between the lines what is that feeling about. So that is very, very, very important, right? So that is the feeling part of it. So once you kind of identify that, then you kind of pause and ask a question. Would you be happy if I kind of solve that problem for you? And when the client said yes, then go ahead. I call that the checking in technique. Don't just go on something which they are not interested in. So once you kind of identify what they're interested in, then you kind of go on elaborating about it. Now, the third thing, which is the third tip I want to give, is a 2-minute rule. Make sure you don't speak for more than 2 minutes, because if you speak for more than 2 minutes and they don't like you, they have rejected you in the mind. So the 2 minutes is not to stop suddenly and abruptly. Like a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to take a pause over here and check if there are any question. No, you got to make it natural. You got to kind of pause and say, do you want me to continue? I call this the permission technique. So take a permission from the client that should I elaborate further? And if you say, no, that's good enough. All right, move to the next topic. So that is the three things which you must really do when you're kind of talking to clients. Try to find the feeling and the fact. Try to take permission before you elaborate on the feature. And then finally, don't speak for more than 2 minutes. Check at that point, Carlos.
Wonderful, wonderful. The 2 minutes rule that has been applied for me in many aspects of my life, and I'm happily surprised to find also here in high value offerings. Thank you, Coach.